Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. Dan Moorhead, who is the CEO of cryptocurrency hedge fund Pantera Capital, has said that XRP is going to outperform Bitcoin. It's going to be one of the cryptocurrencies also that will be here for the long haul. The long-term viability is rather notable, let's say, considering that he believes that the vast majority of all cryptocurrencies that exist are going to go the way of the dodo, my favorite extinct avian creature. And he thinks there may just be 10 or so that are actually here for the long haul. And so I've got this article from the Daily Hodl titled, "Investing in Only Bitcoin is like buying only Yahoo in the 90s, per Pantera CEO. Here are the fund's returns from altcoins." And I got a couple other articles I also want to run through specifically about XRP. But before we go further, I do want to be clear that I don't have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who likes making YouTube videos about Ripple and XRP and crypto as a super duper fun hobby. But that's all that's going on here, damn it. And so let's jump in. Pantera Capital CEO Dan Moorhead says he's looking beyond Bitcoin for big returns in the crypto market. Pantera Capital Management, founded in 2003, is a US-based investment firm focused solely on ventures, tokens, and projects in the blockchain space, managing $3.2 billion in assets. Now, in a new interview with Bloomberg, Moorhead explains that his company is looking deeper into the crypto market for investment opportunities, as Bitcoin is just one piece of the equation. And so he's publicly stated a number of times, it's kind of a simple concept on paper, really. It's just look for stuff that appears to be underpriced. Look for stuff that looks cheap, and then when something looks like it's overpriced, if you own it, you sell it. That's effectively it. That's all that he's doing here. And here's a quote from him. "A really important way to think about it is if you're just long Bitcoin, it's kind of like in the 90s just being long Yahoo. There were 30 other really important companies to invest in the 90s, and the same here. There are a lot of different products to be invested in. And a good example would be this year, Bitcoin is up 34%. Our hedge fund that trades the liquid tokens is up 240%. So there's 180 percentage points of alpha in investing in things that aren't Bitcoin." Yes, and so this is really going to rile up the Bitcoin maxis out there. You know that they're saying not Bitcoin, no other coin, cottage cheese. That's exactly what they sound like, by the way. I don't know if you've ever actually yourself heard a Bitcoin maxi troll out in the wild yourself. That is, I don't pretend that I'm good at impersonations. I'm really bad at impersonations, except for that one. That one is spot on, and they all sound exactly the same. But Dan Moorhead's actually hitting the nail on the head here, absolutely. And if you don't believe him, why don't you go ahead and ask Jeeves if he thinks that this is true? Why don't you go ahead and ask Jeeves? I bet Jeeves knows. And so then there's this article, and this is from December of last year, but it's from the Daily Hodl. "Ethereum and XRP to outpace Bitcoin in massive bull run," says CEO of crypto investment firm Pantera Capital. The CEO of one of the largest crypto-focused investment firms says he expects a group of altcoins to outperform Bitcoin in an extended bull market. In a new interview with Real Vision, Dan Moorhead says Bitcoin is set to skyrocket in the months ahead, but he believes it has less room to rise than certain altcoins. And this should be obvious to anybody that has at least half of a brain, don't you think? And so here's a quote from him. It's easy to be kind of extremist on currencies, and some people think it's all one versus all another. I think there's going to be a single-digit number of very important blockchains in the long run. There won't be 2,000, but there won't be just one. So we are invested in Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP. Now, I actually think the other currencies are going to outperform Bitcoin. This isn't to inspire a bunch of hate and trolling. Bitcoin is going to go up a ton, but I just think other things can outperform it. So let me pause right there. You know what he's highlighting here is important? It's utility, as you will see here. I'm going to keep going through this, but it's utility. I've said for the whole time I've been running this channel is that I've been saying utility matters and will win the day. And I understand in the crypto market's nascency today, utility doesn't sufficiently matter, but it's going to. And so if I had to bet on one cryptocurrency to be here decades from now, I'd pick XRP because it's functionally being used today. I don't know for sure if I'm right. Of course I don't. It could go to zero, but I don't believe that it will based on all information available today. And so then he said the following. And partly, it's just that Bitcoin is the mega cap. It can't go up and down as much as the tiny little small caps do. I think we're in a massive bull market, so the smaller cap things have high beta. They're going to outperform. Bitcoin is 62% of the market cap right now. It got up to just below 70% 2 years ago. So a quick metric would be, I think Bitcoin dominance will drift down by Bitcoin going up and everything else going up a lot more. And these are, if you've been listening to me for some time, these are things that I've been saying forever. Seriously. Of course, the idea of Bitcoin dominance ultimately decreasing, which doesn't mean Bitcoin's not doing well, but just the idea of other coins outpacing it. Of course it does. And then if you think about in terms of how much money is flowing in, my gosh, how much money has to flow into Bitcoin to get it to double in price versus how much money would have to flow into XRP to get it to double? Well, obviously way less. Look at the market cap of Bitcoin versus the market cap of XRP, which today is much smaller. That's not a bad thing. To me, that represents tremendous opportunity. And so Morehead explains why he's bullish on the second and third largest crypto assets, Ethereum and XRP. And here's another quote. The most important thing in Ethereum is ETH 2.0 going live, going away from proof of work, which is wasteful, obviously, to proof of stake to allow a much more efficient system. XRP is accumulating the cross-border money movement that everyone in the industry has been talking about for a long time. Currently, blockchain-enabled cross-border money movement from the United States to Mexico is getting close to 10% of all of that very important $25 billion remittance corridor. So it's a huge success for our industry for a use case that's really making people's lives better. Exactly. Like I've said, Ripple is a force for good. They're helping some of the poorest people on the planet retain more money when moving money back to their home country. That's fantastic. Who would not like? You'd have to be evil for that to not want that to exist. And all sorts of Bitcoin maxi trolls out there, I guess they're evil because if they could just at the snap of a finger make it all go away, oh, they absolutely would. They despise Ripple and they despise XRP, and that's gross to me. And then there was this article. This was also from last year in August. XRP will be one of the few crypto assets to survive, says Pantera CEO. Here's why. Pantera CEO Dan Morehead believes XRP is one of only a handful of crypto assets that boast long-term sustainability. This is just a level-headed guy. I'm a fan of Dan Morehead. And in a new interview with Thinking Crypto, Dan Morehead says Ripple, which owns more than half of the total supply of XRP and uses the cryptocurrency in one of its remittance platforms, is a highly productive member of the industry, whether everyone likes it or not. And here's a quote. I think Ripple has done a great job. They are one of the big enterprises in our business, and they have hundreds of engineers building a lot of code and shipping code. And they're doing it in a little bit of a different way. I know there's a lot of purists in our industry that do get almost religious about, oh, it's not totally decentralized or it's not whatever. It's the same thing with central bank coins. They're not decentralized, but we'll need that too, right? I see a world where we have 8 or 10 really important blockchains 10 years from now, and XRP is going to be one of them. Long-term viability. And so that's why I'm saying, like, for people that hold for a sufficiently long amount of time, if XRP's here in a decade, there's going to be way more money in the space, and these prices that you're capable, if you choose to, purchase at now, they're going to look like nothing. And so this is not me telling you to buy or sell or hold. I'm not offering financial advice, but I personally believe, like, assuming this is correct and XRP has long-term viability, it's going to be worth a freaking fortune compared to what it's worth today. And here's another... actually, state the following. Pantera is an early investor in Ripple along 49 other blockchain startups. Morehead says it's smarter to place multiple bets in the industry instead of hoping that one crypto company or coin takes over the whole market. And here's another quote. I don't have the view a lot of people do in our space. Like there's only one and only true heaven, and it has to be whatever it is, Ether or Bitcoin or whatever it is. They do different things, and it's kind of like in the early 90s being a Yahoo maximalist. Yeah, Yahoo is good, but there were 30 really important companies and a portfolio should have had a little bit of all those. And that's the way I feel about cryptocurrencies. Each one of the 8 or 10 that are going to exist in 10 years are going to do its own thing. Now, Morehead says he believes crypto assets aren't necessarily battling against one another, and there's more than enough room for multiple projects to thrive. And here's a final quote from him. They're competing with trillions of dollars markets like gold, cross-border money movement, remittance, wealth storage, all that stuff. So there's plenty of opportunity. And that's another thing I always like to remind people. It's not like XRP and ETH are fighting each other. They're fighting the Argentine peso. To put it another way, we're fighting these paper currencies, and there's plenty of room for each of the cryptos to work. Exactly. And so the maximalism is just so short-sighted. And as the decades pass, these maximalists that believe in this weird little utopia where only Bitcoin exists, their idea of utopia anyway, to me it wouldn't be. When that doesn't happen, I don't know, are they just going to throw fits along the way? I mean, I guess they're going to have to. Or are they just going to endlessly believe that's what's coming? Because it's not. Different cryptocurrencies are capable of different things, and different people and businesses want different things from different cryptocurrencies. This is obvious. So Dan Morehead is being the adult in the room and has a sophisticated approach to understanding all of this, and I personally appreciate it, and I completely agree with what he's stating here. But I'll go ahead and wrap up. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.